ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्ति भवती नैष्टिकी। हरे कृष्णा। Today we continuing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto First, Chapter 7, the son of Droṇa punished, Shloka number 27, 28 and 29. Shri Bhagavan Uvaच
श्री
Veth
भगवान
idam
उवाच
Droṇaputrasya
वेत इत्थं
Veth idam Droṇaputrasya
द्रोणपुत्रस्य
Brahmam Ashram Pradarshitam
ब्राह्मम् अस्त्रं प्रदर्शितम्
Na eva asau Veda
न एव असौ वेद
संहारं प्राणबाधे उपस्थिते
संहारं प्राणबाध उपस्थिते
बाधे न हि अस्य अन्यतमं
न हि अस्य अन्यतमम्
किंचित अश्रम प्रति अवकर्षणम
किंचित् अस्त्रं प्रति अवकर्षणम्
जहि अश्र तेज उन्नतम
जहि अस्त्र तेजः उन्नत
उन्नतम
उन्नतम्
अश्रद्य हि अश्र तेजसा
अस्त्रज्ञ हि अस्त्र तेजसा
सुत उवाच
सूत उवाच
श्रुत्वा भगवता प्रोक्तम
श्रुत्वा भगवता प्रोक्तम्
फाल्गुन परवीरः
फाल्गुनः परवीरः
पृष्ट्वा पृष्ट्वा आप तं परिक्रम्य
पृष्ट्वा आपतं परिक्रम्य
ब्राह्म आश्रम संददे
ब्राह्मम् अस्त्रं संदधे
सह सहति अन्योन्यम उभयोः
संहन्ति अन्योन्यो उभयोः
तेजसी शर संवृते
तेजसी शरसंवृते
आवृत्य रोदसी खम
आवृत्य रोदसी खम्
च ववृधाते अर्क वनिवत।
च ववृधा ते अर्कवह्निवत्
श्री भगवान उवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
वेत्थ इदं द्रोणपुत्रस्य
वेत्थ इदं द्रोणपुत्रस्य
ब्राह्मम् अश्रम प्रदर्शितम्
ब्राह्मम् अस्त्रं प्रदर्शितम्
न एव असौ वेद संहारम्
न वेद असौ अस्त्र संहारम्
वेद संहारम्
वेद संहारम्
प्राणबाधे उपस्थिते प्राणबाधे
प्राणबाधे
उपस्थिते
उपस्थिते
न हि अस्य अन्यतमं किंचित्
न हि अस्यान्यतमं किंचित्
अश्रम प्रति अवकर्षणम्
अस्त्रं प्रति अवकर्षणम्
जहि अश्र तेज उन्नतम्
जहि अस्त्र तेज उन्नतम्
अश्रज्ञ हि अश्र तेजसा
अस्त्रज्ञ हि अस्त्र तेजसा
सुत उवाच
सूत उवाच
श्रुत्वा भगवता प्रोक्तम्
श्रुत्वा भगवता प्रोक्तम्
फाल्गुनः परवीरः
फाल्गुनः परवीरः
स्पृष्ट्वा आपः तं परिक्रम्य
स्पृष्ट्वा आपः तं परिक्रम्य
ब्राह्म अश्रम संददे
ब्राह्मं ब्राह्म अस्त्रं संददे
संहत्या अन्योन्यम उभयोः
संहत्या अन्योन्यम उभयः
तेजसी शर संवृते
तेजसी शरसंवृते
आवृत्य रोदसी खं च
आवृत्य रोदसी खं च
पौरोधाते अर्कवन्निवत्।
ववृधाते अर्कवन्निवत्।
हरे कृष्ण, प्लीज रीड।
श्रीभगवानुवाच वेत्थद् इदं द्रोणपृत्तस्य ब्राह्मम् अस्त्रं प्रदर्शितम् न एव असौ वेदसहारं प्राणबाधे उपस्थिते न हि अन्यान्यतं किञ्चिद् अस्त्रं प्रति अवकर्षणं जहि अस्त्र तेज उन्नतम् अस्त्रज्ञ हि अस्त्र तेजसा। सूत उवाच श्रुत्वा भगवता प्रोक्तं फाल्गुनः परवीरः स्पृष्ट्वा आपतं परिक्रम्य ब्राह्म अस्त्रं संदधे संहत्य अन्योन्य उभयोः तेजसी शरसंवृते आवृत्य रोदसीखं च ववृधाते अर्कवन्निवत्।
श्रीधर प्रभु जी, प्लीज रीड।
हरे कृष्ण। वेत्थ इदं द्रोणपुत्रस्य ब्रह्मम् अस्त्रं प्रदर्शितं नैवासौ वेद संहारं प्राणपाद उपस्थिते न हि अश्यान् अधमं किञ्चित् अस्त्रं प्रत्यस्कर्षणं जहि अस्त्रतेज उन्नतम् अस्त्रज्ञो हि अस्त्रतेजसां श्रुत्वा भगवतो प्रोक्तं फाल्गुनी परवीरहर स्पृष्टा स्वापस्तं परिक्रम प्रागम्यं ब्रह्मास्त्रं संतते संहत्यान् अन्योन्यम् उभयोस्तेजसी सरसंवृते आवृत रोदनीकं च ववृतो ववृतातो रग वग्निवत्। हरे कृष्ण।
पौरोधाते अर्कवन्निवत्। एनीवन कैन रीड?
हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
रीड माता जी। हरे कृष्णा, रीड माता जी।
यस माता जी, थैंक यू माता जी। श्री भगवान उवाच वेत्थितं द्रोणपुत्रस्य ब्रह्मम् अस्त्रं प्रतिष्ठितं नैवाशु वेद संहारं प्राणबाधा उपस्थिते नाहे अन्य अस्यन्य अस्यन्न आत्मना
अन्यतम
किञ्चित् अन्य आत्मना आत्मा
अन्यतमम
अन्यतमं नाके अन्यतमं किञ्चित् अस्त्रं प्रति अवक्षणं जहि अस्य तेज उन्नतम् अस्त्रो नो हि अस्तेजसा। सुत उवाच श्रुत्वा भगवता प्रोक्तं फाल्गुनाय न परवीरः स्मृत्वा तं परिक्रम्य ब्रह्मास्त्रं सन्देतो संहतो अन्यनोन्यं बस्यो तेजस्वी सरसंवृते अवृत रोदसी कं च प्रवृत्तति रक्त वग्निवत्। थैंक यू माता जी।
अर्कवन्नी। माता जी।
Yes, Mataji.
No timing wasting and instantly repeat, instantly read. Next.
Okay, Mataji. वेथेदं द्रोणपुत्रस्य ब्रह्मम् अस्त्रं प्रदर्शितं नैव असौ वेद संहारं प्राणबाध उपस्थिते न हि अस्यन् पश्यन् यतमं किंचित अस्त्रं प्रति अवकर्षणम जी हे अस्त्र तेजा उन्नतम अस्त्र ज्ञानो हे अस्त्र तेजसा। सूत उवाच श्रुत्वा भगवता प्रोक्तं फागुनः पर वीरः स्पृष्ट्वापस्तं परिक्रम्य ब्रह्मं ब्रह्म अस्त्रं संदधे संह्यत अन्योन्यम उभयोस्तेजसी शर संवर्तते आवृत्य रोदसी खमचा अवृधाते अर्क अर्क ही
वौरुधाते
वत
अर्कवन्निवत।
वोर
Hare
धाते
Krishna.
अर्क वन ही वत।
Anyone again want to read? Translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, know from me that this is the act of the son of Droṇa. He has himself nuclear energy, brahmāstra, and he does not know how to retract the glare. He has helplessly done this, being afraid of imminent death. Arjuna, only another brahmāstra can counteract this weapon. Since you are expert in the military science, subdue this weapon glare with the power of your own weapon. Sri Sutta Goswami said, hearing this from the personality of Godhead, Arjuna touched the water for purification, and after circumambulating Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa, he cast his brahmāstra weapon to counteract the other one. When the rays of the two brahmāstras combined, a great circle of fire, like the disc of the sun, covered all outer space and the whole firmament of planets. Purport by the Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The brahmāstra is similar to the modern nuclear weapon manipulated by atomic energy. The atomic energy works only on total combustibility, and so the brahmāstra also acts. It creates an intolerable heat similar to atomic radiation, but the difference is that the atomic bomb is a gross type of nuclear weapon, whereas the brahmāstra is a subtle type of weapon produced by chanting hymns. It is a different science, and in the days gone by, such science was cultivated in the land of Bharatvarsha. The subtle science of chanting hymns is also material, but it has yet to be known by the modern material scientist. Subtle material science is not spiritual, but it has a direct relationship with the spiritual method, which is a chanter of hymns knew how to apply the weapon as well as how to retract it. That was perfect knowledge. But the son of Dronacharya, who made use of this subtle science, did not know how to retract. He applied it, being afraid of his imminent death, and thus the practical was not only improper but also irreligious. As the son of Brahmana, he should not have made so many mistakes, and for such gross negligence of duty, he was to be punished by the Lord himself. For the atomic bomb, there is no counter weapon to neutralize the effects, but by subtle science, the action of brahmāstra can be counteracted, and those who were expert in the military science in those days could counteract the brahmāstra. The son of Dronacharya did not know the art of counteracting the weapon, and therefore Arjuna was asked to counteract it by the power of his own weapon. The heat created by the flash of brahmāstra resembles the fire exhibited in the sun globe at the time of annihilation. Is very insignificant in comparison to the heat produced by brahmāstra. The atomic bomb explosion can at most blow up one globe, but the heat produced by the brahmāstra can destroy the whole cosmic situation. The comparison is therefore made to the heat at the time of annihilation. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guroho Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavancha श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांच नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण. We try to understand shloka number 27 to 30. Here Sri Bhagwan Uvacha means which question ask Arjuna or doing prayer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here from these shlokas, Bhagwan means Krishna answering that questions and told him what is right to do for that which brahmāstra uh, uh, that the light all over spread. Here Krishna told another brahmāstra for that counteracting that brahmāstra. We try to understand in detail from Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji will tell us in detail.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. World Holy Name Week ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So as you are all aware, we are celebrating the World Holy Name Week, and we are supposed to chant as much as we can to please the Lordships. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So as Arjuna was afraid that something wrong is happening, and he was terrified by the glare of the brahmāstra, he had inquired Krishna what it is and how it has happened. So Krishna, the all-merciful, Supreme Personality of Godhead, he informs him that this is the act of the son of Droṇa, that is Ashwathama. He has thrown the hymns of nuclear energy, that is brahmāstra, and unfortunately he does not know how to take the glare back. He was afraid of the imminent death, and so he has helplessly done this activity. But there is a solution. The solution is another brahmāstra can counteract this one. Oh Arjuna, you are expert in military science. You also know what is brahmāstra. You have that weapon. So kindly subdue this weapon's glare with power of your own weapon. Now, Arjuna, we all know he is completely surrendered unto Krishna. Karishye tava vachanam is what Arjuna had said in Bhagavad Gita towards the end to Krishna. Now here Krishna had asked him to fire another brahmāstra to counteract the brahmāstra thrown by Droṇa Putra, that is Ashwath. So immediately, as per the purity, science, the subtle science, Arjuna touched water for purification. He circumambulated Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa to show respect towards him. He cast his brahmāstra weapon to counteract the other one. And when the two brahmāstras came together, They came in front of each other, the rays combined. And as a result, a great circle of fire was formed. It was so glaring as if it was the sun itself, the disk of the sun. And it has covered all the outer space. In fact, all the planets were covered. This brahmāstra, Prabhupada explains to us, is something akin to our modern nuclear and hydrogen weapons. They are manipulated by atomic energies, and that works on combustion. So brahmāstra also acts on the same principle of combustibility. When brahmāstra is thrown, it creates intolerable heat. And something similar happens with atomic radiations. But there is a huge difference. Prabhupada explains it to us. The atomic weapons, the nuclear weapons that we talk about in this material world, they're all gross. But brahmāstra is subtle. For nuclear weapons, you require gross materials and gross activities to throw it. But brahmāstra is produced simply by the chanting of the hymns. That is, through the sound vibrations. So this subtle science of chanting hymns, though it is also material, but still it is on a spiritual level. It is not known by any modern material scientist. So subtle material science is not actually spiritual, but has direct association with spiritual methods. And that is why it is subtler. So someone who is able to use the knowledge of these sound waves or the hymns, he can chant and know how to apply the weapon. And someone who knows how to start the weapon also knows how to stop it, how to retract it, how to take it back. Then it is perfect knowledge. But we see that Ashwatthama, he has been making mistake after mistake. Though he knew about the subtle science, he knew how to create brahmāstra, how to activate brahmāstra, but he never knew how to retract brahmāstra. He was afraid of his death, which he thought is imminent. It can come and strike any moment. So he applied it without having the knowledge of how to retract. And hence, Prabhupada says that this practice was improper and irreligious. He was the son of a Brahmana. He should not have been making so many mistakes one after the other. But he was making mistakes grosser and more glaring than the earlier mistakes. And so for such gross negligence of duty, he was suitable enough to be punished by the Lord himself. And that is where the story is going to go. Because like if you look at the material world, the nuclear weapons that we talk about, there is no counter weapon to neutralize the effects if it is ever fired. But the subtle science that we are talking about, for the action of brahmāstra, there was a counteraction. And those who were expert in military science could counteract the brahmāstra also. Son of Dronacharya was not knowing this art. And so Arjuna unfortunately had to counter it by the power of his own weapon. And that is where Ashwatthama was making mistake after mistake, because he incited the firing of another brahmāstra. Now, the heat which gets created because of the flash of brahmāstra, it is very, very, very strong. It is said that it resembles the fire which is exhibited in the sun globe when there is annihilation of the material world. What to talk about the nuclear radiations, Prabhupada said it is insignificant in comparison to the heat which will be produced by brahmāstra. The nuclear weapons that we know of can blow up maybe one planet, but the heat produced by brahmāstra can destroy the whole cosmos itself. And hence, the comparison with the heat of annihilation. So spiritually, if we were to interpret these shlokas, what we understand is the difference between material power and spiritual wisdom. Krishna emphasizes that material powers like the brahmāstra should be controlled through higher wisdom and the guidance of a pure devotee. And that is where we have the role of Krishna as the guide. Arjuna relies on Krishna's divine guidance to neutralize this situation, which highlights the importance of surrenderance to the Lord's will in times of crisis. So from 20th shloka, if we were to conclude, that verse is emphasizing the proper use of power guided by wisdom and divine intervention. It serves as a reminder that in moments of crisis, relying on higher spiritual wisdom, just like Arjuna does with Krishna, can neutralize even the most destructive forces. Through devotion and adherence to dharma, we can navigate life's toughest challenges with grace and righteousness. And when we are seeing both the brahmāstras coming together, it's like symbolism. It's like collision of power. It signifies the ultimate confrontation between good and evil, represented by Arjuna and Ashwatthama. It also symbolizes destructive potential. Brahmāstra is celestial weapon, symbol of immense power, representing the destructive nature of uncontrolled power and anger, rage. And when there is a description of sun and fire imagery, when it is comparing brightness to the sun and fire, it is illustrating the overwhelming intensity of the weapons. This teaches us that uncontrolled power can create chaos and destruction, overpowering even nature. So the spiritual lessons that we learn from this are that there is divine protection through dharma, material power versus spiritual power, and control over emotions. Uncontrolled power of Ashwatthama symbolizes how anger and envy, when unchecked, can lead to disastrous consequences. Unlike Arjuna, who is guided by divine will and self-control. So Krishna's guidance, the divine authority, Arjuna realizes his brahmāstra under Krishna's instruction, demonstrating that even the greatest warrior must serve under divine guidance and importance of surrender. The moment shows the need for surrendering to Krishna's instructions in moments of Krishna. Krishna's wisdom prevails over any material power. So practically what we are supposed to learn is controlling anger and power and surrendering to divine. Bhakti and divine will is very, very apt to understand. Arjuna's actions are motivated by his devotion and faith in Krishna, demonstrating how bhakti can control even most intense material challenges. So we need to surrender, pray to Krishna, and overcome any challenges that we may be facing in our life. That is easily possible to achieve. Hare Krishna. Again, I'm requesting World Holy Name Week is happening. So kindly chant as many rounds as you can, which is very, very important. Let us start our chanting session. Kindly repeat after me. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Please take beats and chant with Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Something is wrong. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram.